Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Purple Lunar Rose Tarot and Astrology. So I'm running a little late. I see. I do apologize. I didn't even realize I was late, guys. I was making my tea and I looked down and seen all the comments and I thought, oh my goodness. But I will say that it has been the going theme for me this week. I was even late to work this week for the first time since the season has started. Again, not normal for me. But I felt like this week was one of those weeks where I was just late for everything. You know how people say you're going to be late for your own funeral? It was definitely one of those types of weeks, right? That's going to be that Capricorn, Capricorn full moon that we experienced. Please remember, guys, this was just the first Capricorn full moon. At 1 degree, we're going to have another one at 29 degrees. So the most extreme degrees, and the sign of Capricorn, the hard working goat. So, yes, this energy has been very impactful for all of us. And that full moon energy is still here tonight. Of course, we are looking at the week that is coming ahead of us. So, we're going to talk about Saturn retrograde. Not a fun topic, guys. I have to admit, I was not really looking forward to talking to you guys about Saturn. But I was looking forward to seeing all of you guys and talking with you guys. I miss you guys so much sometimes. It's so weird. Please remember, guys, yes, we're on 3 different platforms. We're on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch all at the same time. Everything is working. We are using the mic, so let me know if sound and picture, everything is okay. You should see some fancy information there about Saturn retrograde on your screen. Is that Eliana? Hello, Eliana and Miss L, Sherry, Victoria, Michelle. I love you, ladies. All right, let's jump in. I want to actually do a little bit of a recap of the last week of June before we jump into that Saturn information, just to remind everyone. I'm going to start with June 26th. It is the first transit that's very impactful after the summer solstice and the Capricorn full moon. And that's going to be Mercury in Cancer. And if you guys remember, we talked about it being sextile with Saturn in Pisces. So this is very good energy coming in this week. It's very much where you could get positive family news. So keep that in mind for June 26th. And it will be a time where you're going to want to spend some time with your elders, with mentors. You're going to want to take their advice at this time. Okay, so June 26th. On June 28th, we have another transit. We have Venus in Cancer. It's going to be sextile Mars in Capricorn. This is collective compassion. Collective compassion happening on June 28th. This very much could be where you're going to start noticing that you're nurturing your own romantic relationships. But the point of this energy is to bring peace and harmony into your life. And then on the night of the 29th and moving into the 30th, which I know it says June 30th on your screen, but it actually happens the night of the 29th, we have Saturn going retrograde. And I know, guys, we don't really like the word retrograde. I feel like anytime I say there's a planet in retrograde, people immediately jump to Mercury because, Mercury goes retrograde 3 or 4 times a year. It is the planet that we deal with the most in retrograde energy. So Saturn retrograde is going to be from June 30th through November 15th. That's how long this retrograde period will last. And again, I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about that in just a moment. Also happening on the 29th, you have Mercury in Cancer, sextile Uranus in Taurus. So you may find yourself looking at issues from a more emotional viewpoint. Your heart is going to be doing the thinking, so you want to trust your gut on June 29th. All right, so that's a little recap of the last transits for the month of June, which means, guys, that we will be coming up very soon. We'll be doing the transits for the month of July. We also have July Twin Flame Energy Update coming up. I have not scheduled either of those, but as soon as I do, you will see those thumbnails up. So, guys, if you're following me, if you've subscribed to the channel, all of those things, you want to make sure that you hit that notification bell to all, because we do have 3 lives that we're streaming on a regular schedule since I've went back to work, right? We have the Love and Astrology we're doing on Sunday night tonight. On Tuesday, I'm going to look at the masculine energy. We've been doing masculine Celtic cross, looking at the heart of the matter. And on Thursday, we've been doing the divine feminine half of that Celtic cross, heart of the matter. So these two lives, most likely we'll do the transits on a Sunday night, but that twin flame energy reading for the month of July will probably be on a special day, a different day, an extra live that week. I don't know if I'm going to do it, but at the end of June here, or if we'll wait till that first week of July. But you'll want to make sure to have your notification bell hit to all so that it lets you know when I do go live. All right, let's talk about it, right? I know I said I wasn't really looking forward to talking to you about Saturn. Let's talk about what Saturn is first, okay? So Saturn's role in astrology is the planet with the energy that helps you do the work, right? In the work, I'm totally doing some air quotes over here. And I always say the work because I'm putting it all under this general category. The work is our spiritual awakening. It's our healing journey. It's our soul's path, right? And so this is the planet that helps us doing that by keeping us in line. I always say that Saturn is the rule maker. You're going to hear some astrologers calling Saturn the daddy planet this week as Saturn is going retrograde. And some people do consider Saturn to be like the father planet. That's why Capricorn is considered to be like the father sign, because Saturn rules over Capricorn, right? And right now, Saturn being in Pisces, this is pretty significant, pretty interesting energy to say the least. And it's going into retrograde. So here's another thing that you're going to hear other astrologers tell you, and I'm going to tell you the complete opposite. I know, welcome to PLR, right? But that's because I'm not going to blow any smoke up your butt. I'm just going to be completely direct, honest, 100%. And that way you can deal with the energy a lot better than if you go at it with this fantasy fairy tale, right? So you're going to hear a lot of people tell you that Saturn retrograde means the boss is out of town, right? You're home alone, the parents are gone, and it's going to tell you to relax a little. It's going to say, be a little lenient on yourself. It's okay to throw a party. You won't get caught, right? That's going to be Saturn retrograde. Guys, I'm telling you right now, do the opposite of that. Do the opposite of that. Do not let this energy trick you into thinking that you can relax. Do not let this energy trick you into thinking that you can be lenient and step back on your practices. Do not let this energy fool you into thinking that you have everything under control and you don't have to do all these things every day. Because I promise you, if you're having an awakening and you're doing the work every day, you have to continue to do the work every day. All right, so let's get into it. So the planet is very much a planet that helps you stay in alignment. It's a ruling planet. It makes you follow the rules, right? Now, I always say Uranus is actually the rule maker, the man behind the curtain type of energy, but Saturn is the enforcer, right? So Saturn's like the popo, right, of all the planets. So this planet going retrograde could seem like, oh yeah, it's okay to do these things. But again, I'm telling you, do not do that. Continue to implement what you've learned so that you can achieve the goals that you want in this lifetime. And definitely stay proactive. Stay proactive. When you hear other people telling you it's okay to rest, it's okay to step back a little, it's okay to do that, start thinking of how far you've come. Start thinking of how far you've gotten in this journey, how much you started to implement, how much better your life has become. And let that be the motivation to help you get through this retrograde energy. All right. All right, so let's see. What else did I have on here? Oh, the house that it's in, the house that it's in. So for those of you that have your birth charts, get them out right now. Dig them out, go get them. Yes, Miss L has got it right there. Saturn equals lessons, definitely. All right, so go and look at what house Saturn is for you. So for me, Saturn's in my 5th house. And let me see if I have the little... tells you what all the houses are. Give me just a moment. I know I have it because I always save it. There it is. Hold on, I gotta hit some buttons over here and I'm gonna share it with you. There we go. So on your screen, you can see there, the 5th house says romance, children, fun, creativity. It's the house of I serve. It's the house of personal creativity. It's also the house of joy and happiness. Yeah, joy and happiness. Saturn is in my house of joy and happiness. I know, right? I think a lot of times people think that the fifth house is or the fourth house is the house of home. And it is, but it's the home you grew up in. The fifth house is the house that you're living in now, right? So having Saturn in that house, and remember, Saturn is the rule maker, right? Sometimes benefits me, definitely. And sometimes it's a struggle for me to have that planet in that house. What I'm noticing in the last few months is that I've been learning how to implement the lessons I've learned so that I can create and maintain my own happiness and my own joy. There was a time in my awakening journey where I expected others to do this, other people, other people in my tribe, other people in my awakening, my twin himself. Like I expected all these people to make me happy and do all the things and bring joy into my life. Ridiculousness, right? So clearly, since my awakening, I've learned that it's my job to bring the happiness into my life and maintain it and not allow someone to take it from my home, right? Because we're also looking at romance, children, and the house of creativity. So in this retrograde, I can lean back a little. I can become a little lenient in that energy in that area, right? And I can start stepping back and allowing things to kind of go back the same way. But then what happens is I'm relying on other people to make me happy, and I've already learned that lesson. So that's why I say continue to implement what you learn. Don't let this retrograde period fool you into thinking that you can go back a little or let off of the reins a little. It's not true. And then I also think it's very important that you know which house is Saturn for you. There's going to be some structure, some foundation, some programming that you have going on wherever Saturn is for you. Something that you've been working on learning, the tough lessons. And with this retrograde happening in that house, I'm sorry, with that planet, whatever house that planet is in for you is where this energy is going to come back up. So for me, it's like the world, energy itself, not necessarily just people, may try to affect my happiness in my home, right? And I will tell you, I have already felt the Saturn retrograde energy. Remember, some of us feel this energy a little sooner than others. Some of us feel it even after it's already done. I always feel like the energies to these portals are open for longer periods than they say, right? But I feel like some of us get to experience these energies a little sooner than others because that's how we talk about it. That's how we express like what's going on and how we are able to teach others like why something is saying, like why something's happening, right? So, guys, if you struggle to understand your birth chart, or if you just don't, if you don't have a birth chart, if you don't have a screenshot of the universe when you were born, reach out to me. Send me an email. Click one of those links in the description box. I do birth chart consultations, interpretations, and I would like to help you figure out how Saturn retrograde is going to affect you so that you can be proactive and you won't slip and you won't step back into the things you already know don't work for you, right? All right, so let's talk about what we're going to do tonight. So I am going to start with a collective reading, of course, always. And then I'm going to offer these readings. And I did make a spread specifically for Saturn retrograde. There it is right there. So let's talk about it a little bit. The first thing I'm going to look at, I want to look at the major lesson that you need to learn right now for your future. I want to also look at what you need to revisit because remember, retrograde is an opportunity to revisit that planet's energy. I want to look at where you need to accept responsibility for something. I want to look at what you need to avoid during this retrograde. Like for me specifically, I'm going to avoid anything that tries to take away my happiness or my joy, right? And then I'm going to pull out some Saturn guidance at the end. So that is the Saturn retrograde reading that I'm offering tonight, completely free, 5 cards, guys. I do recommend that you get that reading. Of course, I am also offering the Talking to Heaven and some general guidance. We also have paid readings on there. Guys, if you do a paid reading, energy exchange, you get to jump the free line and you always go first. Please let us know if you do purchase a reading live. All right, now we can get started. All right, so collective first. Let me get all this stuff off of here. I still haven't fixed my mouse, so it's like everything is super slow. I know, and it's not like I don't know that it needs to be fixed. I just haven't done it. All right, guys. So tonight we're going to do a collective before we start those free readings. I am going to start with the Heal Yourself reading cards because that's what we're doing here at PLR. We're always healing something, right? I did pull out the Tarot of the Sweet Twilight, and that is what I'm going to clarify with tonight. I will pull some energy oracle for head, heart, and higher self. That's where we look at masculine and feminine's thoughts, feelings, and higher self lesson. And I'm hearing that someone is in here that needs to know what masculine and feminine energies are. So that's interesting. That was pretty direct. And luckily, I have that. Look at this. All right. So for those of you, maybe you're new, maybe you're at the beginning of your awakening. We all have masculine and feminine energies within ourselves. You can see those energies on the left and the right of your screen there. We all feel those energies. And if you're having an awakening, right, then the point is to balance those energies. That's what you're trying to do as you're having your spiritual awakening journey. Now, if you're following me personally, if you're here for PLR, if you are having the same type of spiritual awakening journey that I'm having, we call it twin flame, right? It just happens to be the label that happens to be on it in this generation. Then it's a specific type of awakening, right? And you could be looking at these readings a little bit different than someone who is having, again, a different type of awakening. I always say twin flame is just one of many, many types of spiritual awakenings. So I don't know who that was for, but I hope the information made things a little clearer. All right. Hi, Jenna, Sandra. Look at everyone coming in tonight. I love you guys. I'm going to get started. All right. So I'm looking at masculine energy first. Dreams. Pay attention to the signs. Self-love. Look at that. Home comes out for divine feminine. I love it. And then we have the hole in the soul. Oh, it's my least favorite card in this oracle set. On the bottom, victim consciousness. That's why we have the hole in the soul. Yep. I know. This is going to be a gritty one. I can tell already. It's Saturn, y'all. I can't help it. But I am Saturn's best worker. So here we go. Ready? Let's talk about that hole in the soul. This is bridging energy. So this is what both masculine and feminine energy feels. This is the lesson that you're both currently learning right now. Again, it doesn't matter what type of awakening journey you're having. If this is happening within, if this is happening in the 3D with a counterpart energy, it could be different people with different people in different places, but you're both learning the same lesson at the same time. The hole in the soul is pretty easy. It's exactly what it looks like. It's a card of longing. It's a card of missing something, feeling like you're not whole. It's a card of lack of knowledge is really what it is. Because once you have that knowledge, where's that thing that I just showed you guys? Like once you know that your goal is to balance these two energies, and balancing these energies brings them together into union, it's almost like there's nothing to long for. I always say, one, you're already a whole soul. Okay, you're going to hear other, not just tarot readers, but other people that are having a twin flame awakening, tell you that it's a split soul. Or they'll tell you that, like, you know, the half of your soul is over here in this other person's body, walking around, roaming the earth. That's ridiculous. Okay, so we're a whole soul. All right. And when you're on this type of awakening journey, it just means you have a simultaneous incarnation of your soul, which just means there's two of you here. That's what it means. That's your twin, right? That's your counterpart energy. So hole in the soul is a feeling of victim consciousness. Like, I didn't get my way. Nothing works out for me. I guess I can't have love. I'll be single forever. Yada, 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 right? That's victim consciousness energy. It's really easy. I feel like it's not. Somebody's going to slap me. Okay. Here, I should say it like this. It's really easy for me now, in the process where I'm at in my journey, to get out of victim consciousness. It's like I understand it. And so I know that it's just low vibrational energy. I know that it's something that's just pulling me down. It's kind of like, here's an example. I had my first, I guess you could say, panic attack. I don't know. It's been a few weeks now. I didn't talk about it when it happened because it shocked me so much, because I had been so long without one. Probably since the Venus retrograde, when the Kundalini and all the things happened last June, last August, right? So when I experienced this high anxiety really quick, it came on very quickly, and this panic attack came on very quickly. It shocked me, and then it took me a minute to talk myself out of it, right? Like to calm myself down, to breathe, to do all the things that I know to do and implement all the things I know to do, and then just get the heck up, right? And I know that, like, I tell my friends when they're experiencing anxiety, I'm like, you control this. Like, I remember when people told me I controlled it, I would get so mad. I would be like, oh my God, if they only knew that I'm not controlling this, like, there's nothing I can do. That's not true. It's not true. We control it. So it's like the victim consciousness is the same thing. We control it. Once I learned that I controlled it, like once I sat there in the hospital with the little heart monitor beep, beep, beeping, and I could like stop my breathing, and my thoughts would take off with whatever anxiety riddled nonsense was coming at the moment, then the beeping would go high, right? My blood pressure would go up, and it was beep, 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 right? And then the moment I started taking those slow, intentional breaths, and I started to focus, and I started to change those thoughts to more positive, loving thoughts, what happened? The beeping slowed down. And I'm telling you, the moment that little light bulb clicked, that was it. That was it. So when I had this last go around with anxiety, this last go around with panic attack, and this is how I know it was the last go around, because I got up, because I forced myself to get up. When this happened, I remembered that experience in the hospital with the anxiety and the panic attack. And I started doing the same things. And guess what happened when I started doing those things? When I started implementing what I know, well, I started to calm down. And before you know it, I was able to get up. And before you know it, I was washing my face. And before you know it, I was doing the things that I would do. And Rosa, back, before spiritual awakening, that type or that level or that extreme form of panic attack could have taken me out for weeks, not just hours or days. I mean, it could have literally shut down my life. I wouldn't have made it to work or to a shower for weeks. And I was up. And I was up and I was moving. And by the next morning, I was up. I was back on my routine. I was washing my face. I was getting dressed. I was preparing myself for the day. So here's what I know about victim consciousness. You can sit around in your puddle of tears and you can cry about what's not meant for you and how everything's unfair and yada, yada, yada. Or you can get up and change it. That's it. It's really that simple. So it's hard for me at this point in my awakening to have a lot of understanding. I have love, I have compassion, and I have understanding for those that don't have the knowledge on how to get out of this darkness. But once you have the knowledge, well, now it's hard for me to have the sympathy. Now it's hard for me to, if I can do it, you can do it. You see what I'm trying to say? People think that like I'm some magical fairy over here with these hands. No, I'm just like a regular freaking person, a regular person. All right. Masculine energy, clearly there's some dreams going on. It could be about what they want to achieve, like what they want out of life, their dreams in life, maybe, definitely. But I think it's more about dreams that they're having. And there's something about paying attention to the signs. It's kind of giving me a little bit of an eerie vibe. Maybe they're having bad dreams. All right, let's see what comes out for the masculine. So we have the Hermit. The Hermit is giving me kind of a darker energy. It's Virgo energy. The Hermit itself is not necessarily dark energy. It's a card that represents your spiritual awakening. When I practiced the readings on myself before tonight's live, I was looking at that position in that Saturn retrograde where it says, what do you need to hold yourself accountable for? Or what do you need to be responsible for, accept responsibility for? And the Hermit card came out. And sometimes when I see the Hermit, especially in my own readings, I get Dark Night of the Soul. And a lot of us, when we're in Dark Night of the Soul, we like to blame the counterpart. Oh, this person came into my life and they fooled me into thinking love was real, right? This person came in and they shook my foundation and now my whole life is different. And you know what I'm saying? We like to blame the person that woke us instead of thank them, which is what we should be doing, right? So when I see in the Hermit card and where I need to have acceptance or take responsibility, it was almost to me like I need to take responsibility for my Dark Night of the Soul or for the length of my Dark Night of the Soul, right? Bit strong Virgo energy coming out, first card. All right, let's see what else comes out. So I have the Empress coming out. So the Empress is about your connection to Source. And Three of Wands coming out. Three of Wands is about taking action for your future. I think that there definitely could be some victim consciousness over here for Divine Masculine. And before we get all excited or our heads get big, it was bottom of the deck. So that means it's overall energy. So that means that Divine Feminine is feeling that victim consciousness too, right? But for Divine Masculine, I definitely feel like this could be something like I have these dreams, I have these goals, and I can't attain them. They can't be for me. I'm not powerful enough to get them. I'm not connected enough to Source. My energy is too dark, right? This is the energy that I'm picking up from these cards for Divine Masculine. Does not make any of those things true. The moon comes out. Big illusions, right? Big illusions. Or delusions, I guess you could say. All right. Let's look at Divine Feminine. We have the Chariot, Cancer energy coming out strongly. That's that self-care, nurturing energy. Ace of Wands coming out, Destiny. And King of Cups comes out. That's going to throw me way off. Bottom of the deck, we have Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles is learning to become your own resource. Let's take that fourth one. Eight of Swords. Thank you. Now it's not throwing me off anymore. I was like, what? All right. So for Divine Feminine, you have self-love and the Home card. It's kind of like what I was saying for me personally in my journey right now. Peace. Peace is important right now. Peace in your home is important right now, right? For everybody. It doesn't matter who you are, whether you're having an awakening or you know you're having an awakening or not, right? So peace is the goal here. So when we get the chariot, chariot is that nurturing energy. Ace of Wands is destiny, fate. This is something you're supposed to be doing. But then the King of Cups came out. And then the King of Cups like totally threw me off because King of Cups is my clue card for divine masculine. But the King of Cups itself, the card itself, represents this energy of someone who is in control of their emotions. I'm having, like, do you guys hear the throat chakra going? Somebody has something to say. But the King of Cups energy is having control of your emotions. I always say it's like your counselor, mentor, therapist. We added coach onto there. These are all people in control of their emotions. Their emotions don't cause them to overreact in some way, right? The Eight of Swords is here, and the Eight of Swords is a self-restriction. So it's like right now, Divine Feminine, it is your fate. It is your destiny. You will be victorious in implementing the lessons you've learned in self-love, self-care, and protection of your home. The Queen of Pentacles on the bottom says you found new resources. Those are those lessons that you will now implement. I'm hearing a little bit of an echo on my end. Do you guys have an echo on your end? Let me know, ladies. Let me know. We'll try to fix it. All right, let's look at that hole in the soul, unleash your creativity. So I just want you to know that the hole in the soul is the feeling everyone is feeling right now. And really, honestly, all that card means is that something has happened that we didn't expect, or something has happened that we don't like, or we don't necessarily agree with. And Spirit saying, unleash your creativity. This is how you're going to heal this energy here. Remember, creativity is what's given to us by Spirit so that we can follow our purpose. What do you do? Do you sing? Do you write? Do you garden? Do you sew? Who sews? I don't know where that came from. Do you craft? Do you make pretty things? What is it that you do? There's going to be something that you're creative with, that you're creative about. And that's going to be what you follow to get to your purpose. Nine of Pentacles is here. Ace of Cups is here. And Three of Pentacles is here. Three of Pentacles, shocking. On the bottom is the Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands is sudden changes and quick information. So what I'm getting here with this bridging energy is that we could be in a little bit of victim consciousness energy. We didn't get our way about something. Something didn't turn out the way we thought it was going to. And now Spirit's telling us that we need to get to work. And we're like, we're exhausted. We've been working this whole time, but there's more to do, right? Nine of Pentacles is the energy that we're all thriving for. That's what we're going for. Independence. We've all breaking away from the codependency, right? Ace of Cups is that overflow of emotion. And Three of Pentacles is teamwork and partnership. I do feel that there has been some sudden changes in our journey. And I do feel that these changes have brought on this overflow of emotion. But I want to say too, the Ace of Cups could also be like intuitive hits. Like you could already see how implementing your lessons, unleashing your creativity will bring in the right partner for you. Like you could probably already see that. All right. So Virgo, major arcana, first one to come out. The Hermit. I see the moon. I see the chariot. So some Cancer energy, Pisces energy, of course. And remember, Saturn is in Pisces. I know the Ace of Wands is not a major arcana, but I feel like it should be. Along with that King of Cups, right? All right, guys. Are we making a list? Are we doing a list over there? I was gonna say, can we stop the list at 11? I know my moderators are in here, Michelle and Sandra, Miss L, Diana. I love you, ladies. We are on 3 different platforms, but yes, I'm hoping we can shut it down at 11. Of course, if you purchase a reading, that's completely different, and you do get to jump the free line. But let me know when we have the list at 11, because then I'll put that closed list banner up. All right, in the headspace for divine masculine, so in other words, their thoughts, we have community. So there could be something going around and going on around them with their community. There could be some third party energy there with that card. It does seem like divine masculine is healing some third party energy. And here's what I want to say too. I feel like a lot of times when I say third party energy, people immediately jump to like, oh, there's another person or there's a karmic. Yeah, that's not always the case. And I'm being told to. I had this conversation with Spirit, and I was wondering if this was going to come up tonight, but I totally have to get it out. All right, so I don't know who it's for. I feel like the OGs in here already know all this information, so a little bit of a recap. I'm sensing some karmic energy. And so first, let's talk about the 3 different types of relationships. I say this often, but I feel like we still don't get it. And we still like put the people in the wrong positions, and then we wonder why life's so hard, right? Okay, so let's talk about the 3 different types of relationships. There's going to be twin flame, and again, not everyone is on a twin flame awakening journey. Okay, will everyone awaken? I mean, I hope so, but is it all going to be twin flame? No, not necessarily. But if you are on a twin flame awakening journey, then a twin flame would be one relationship you can have. Soulmate is the other relationship. Everyone knows soulmates, right? And I always say you can't have a soulmate twin flame, right? Or a soulmate karmic. There's no such thing. You have 3 different types: twin flame, soulmate, karmic. That's it. Those are the 3 different types. Karmic is a difficult lesson. Okay, a difficult lesson. It is a lesson that once you learn it, you don't repeat it again. You hear people say things like same monster, different face, right? That's because it's a karmic lesson that you're repeating, like it's stuck in a cycle because you haven't learned the lesson. But it's like once you learn that lesson, then you don't allow anybody to do that thing to you ever again, right? It's like you hold a boundary and you enforce it, and you're like, that's not my world anymore. So that's a karmic relationship. So what happens sadly here in this type of awakening journey is people put the wrong people in the wrong slots. Like I'll be doing a private reading, and the person will be talking to me about their twin flame, and then they'll talking to me about how their twin flame calls them names, or their twin flames is volatile, angry, whatever. Those are not twin flames. Like I don't know how else to say this. I feel like half of us here, we have over 1,000 subscribers, and probably half of those are not twin flames. Those are karmics. You're looking at a karmic relationship and you want it to be this fantasy fairy tale, this spiritual whatever, and it's not. It's not. A twin flame will ghost you. They will run before they hurt you. Ooh. Ooh. Hold on, I'm making negotiations with Spirit. um, all right, I'll tell you. I'll tell you something personal. The worst thing that the person who awakened me did to me, the worst thing, absolute worst thing, is try to paint me in an ugly light. Like tried to make me look like I was doing something I didn't do. Knowing what they were doing. And I will say this, because sometimes people are in their own misery and they want other people to join them in their misery, right? But that's the worst thing ever. No name calling, no beatings, no lashings, none of that. So I'm just saying, if you're in a relationship where there's name calling, there's just volatile energy, that is not a twin. Your twin can't treat you that way. It's just, you can't. So that's a karmic. And then people are like, well, I don't want to have this relationship with a karmic. Like, can a karmic heal? That's the message. That's the question that was for this week, right? A lot of you guys that got like the personal readings were asking me, can karmics heal? Yes, karmics can heal. And are you ready? I'm about to just shock you a little bit here. You are a karmic for someone else. Before your awakening journey, before your healing, before you decided that you were going to follow source and follow source's guidance, and you were going to awaken, and you were going to see the light, and you were going to follow that light, and you were going to share that light, and you were going to help other people, and you were going to become a better person, and you were going to be all about unconditional love, you were a karmic to someone else. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. I know, right? And you're like, what? Not me. Oh, yes, you were. Are you healing now? Well, of course. So can karmics heal? Yes, they can. There is something in the headspace about a karmic healing. That could be what Divine Masculine is praying for, hoping for. All right, let's look at the heart space. Heart space for Divine Masculine. We have the 5th chakra. That's that throat chakra that making me cough earlier. Do you guys hear me? So the 5th chakra is Archangel Gabriel. It's in reverse. In the heart space. This can mean 2 things. This could mean that, and remember, actually can mean 3 things, because this could be a message back and forth, but we'll get there in a minute. 5th chakra is your throat chakra. It's about speaking something. It's about hearing something, listening to something. And it's Archangel Gabriel. So Archangel Gabriel is the one with the trumpet, the one that you see, that blows the horn, and it's like, that's your calling, and you hear your calling, right? It's in reverse in the heart space. So it's like this energy of, I have something to say, but I don't know how. I want to say something, but I can't. And I don't know how to tell people about my calling. And I'm going to tell you that is directly from Divine Masculine. So that is not going to be a message from Divine Feminine. So we won't see an exchange there when we get to Divine Feminine side. Pretty interesting. All right, so these 2 cards just wanted to fly out at me, so we're going to take them. So this is Higher Self lesson for Divine Masculine. We have Goddess of the Moon. This is about trusting your intuition, trusting the messages that you are receiving, and the Journey card. This Divine Masculine is on this brink, this teeter-totter almost, of dropping the luggage. That's why he needs this karmic energy to balance, to heal, to do something here. Because otherwise, it's like he knows he's going to have to leave something in the past, and he's going to have to choose his awakening. It seems very intense, very real for Divine Masculine right now. And I mean, I'm just saying that's going to be that Saturn energy. As Saturn builds up to this peak before it goes into this retrograde, yeah. And then what's going to happen, remember, divine masculine, what's going to happen is it's going to feel like the reins are being let loose a little. It's going to be like, oh, I can go back to this third party. I can go back to this nonsense I already know doesn't work. It's going to be okay. It's like your intuition knows it's not going to be okay. It's like your intuition knows that you're going to have to walk that line. All right. Divine feminine, head, heart, and higher self. All right. In the headspace, we have healer of the ages and woman holding a heart. There's something about unconditional love, but it's not. Healer of the ages says this being comes down to bring you immense healing. And woman holding a heart, number 44. I'm hearing all kinds of words, like way too fast. I'm hearing walk-ins, fake twins. Oh, I'm hearing all the things. And I don't like none of those things. I don't believe in none of those things. It's hard for me to believe in those things. One person woke me up. It's just one person. We do have free will. You can choose to do whatever it is that you want to go do. But their journey has nothing to do with your journey. That's another thing that's different about PLR, right? They have their own awakening, right? So if I'm talking to divine feminine, your divine masculine has his own awakening, his own journey that he's supposed to go do. But there's this energy here, like there wasn't enough love. There wasn't enough unconditional love. And now this healing is here. Maybe you expected more. Maybe you're learning how to give it to yourself. All right, deceit and first chakra archangel Michael come out, of course. Deceit is that Uranus energy, that hiding behind the behind the curtain energy, the trying to manipulate something energy. Divine feminine, you are strongly protected. Strongly protected. Archangel Michael is the archangel that protects the twins on this type of awakening journey, right? So I feel like you're protected from any type of deceit. You're protected from any type of manipulation. And most likely what's going to happen with this first chakra is you're going to see it. You're going to see it in your face. And you're going to have to accept it and deal with it and not allow it, right? I feel like that's been happening to me all week. Like the moment someone tries to manipulate me or like the slightest thing, I'm like calling that bullshit out fast. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, nope, it's not happening. Not in Rose's world. All right. Let's look at the higher self lesson for divine feminine. It's pretty interesting. For divine masculine, one card came out for the headspace, thoughts, and one card came out for the heart space, feelings, but two cards came out for higher self lesson. For divine feminine, two cards come out for the headspace, two cards came out for the heart space. Let's see what comes out for higher self. One card, and it is the fourth chakra. It is Archangel Raphael, and it is the heart chakra is definitely giving me heart chakra activation. There's something about needing to encompass everyone, and this is going to have something to do with that compassion. This is going to be that collective compassion energy I was talking about. Guys, that energy comes on the 26th. Nope, the 28th. Venus in Cancer, sextile Mars in Taurus. Collective compassion and caring day. Nurture your romantic relationships. Bring peace and harmony to your home. On the bottom, door to romance. Door to romance is number 33. We all know 33 is my favorite number. But it is the card that says, you're choosing something here. It's almost like you're choosing both energies, because again, bottom of the deck. So it's like you're choosing who you're allowing or what you're allowing and what you're no longer going to allow anymore. All right, guys, I am going to pull some messages. I know we haven't done any messages in a while. And I am going to pull the OGs. So these are my cards. These are my messages. These are messages that I made myself from my own journey. So these could be things that you've wanted to say but couldn't for whatever reason. These could be things you actually already said or they've said to you. So it could be confirmation. Could also be some higher self messages. All right, I'm going to start 3 from Divine Masculine. Why do I matter so much in reverse? I'm doing this to protect you. When I said keep looking, you won't find me, I didn't mean for you to take it as a challenge. Some third party energy there. That was actually something I said. I know. Little ego there. Had to get that out. I'm so proud of you comes out. I want to say it was coming out in reverse. It really shouldn't be. If it's higher self is proud regardless, right? So there is this energy there of divine feminine. You could be angry, frustrated about something, disappointed. Disappointed is the word I just heard. But the energy says that we still need to encompass our counterpart energy in that unconditional love. It's easier for me to be wrong than right. I see you healing and I'm so proud of you. Look at that. I'm so proud of you and I see you healing and I'm so proud of you. I will reach out to you soon and my mind replays all of our memories came out. Did you get my message? Is on the bottom. All right. Now I'm going to pull some guidance. And I've decided to use the Magic of the Unicorn Oracle for guidance. This will close out our collective reading, and then I will clean up and we will get started with those free reads. Number 24, shower of blessings comes out. Open yourself to receive and then pay it forward. There's something about the pay it forward that's sticking out to me there. Number 10, access your gifts, explore your treasure chest, and accept who you truly are. I feel like there's one more. There it is. It's the I am card. It keeps coming out for me. Number 44, it's the I am presence. Expand your stellar gateway. I am that I am. All right, guys, that's going to be your collective. I'm going to clean up and then we will go over to that list. And I am going to put a little video on so you guys can see what we're doing tonight. And I think I am going to put a little music on, guys. I'm going to take a little break, and I'll be right back in 2 minutes. guys. I am just going to copy this list down really quickly. So I won't have to scroll back up to look at it. Who is that? Sandra. Did I miss one? Dream Sequa. Is that what that says? Love it. I wonder if that's if that's the energy. Spirit kept making me sing all this stuff about like, like reruns of all this stuff we already know. Maybe it's just to let somebody know you found the right tribe. All right. Once a general, I love it. This is gonna be the reason we had to do this whole live. This one person right here, you watch. Sherry on YouTube wants to do Saturn. Sandra, Saturn. Eliana, I love you, Eliana. Jenna, Diana, Pooja, Victoria. I see that, Sean G, but I feel like that's not new energy. Sean G, have you been in here before? There's something about your energy just doesn't seem like that. That one right there, this one seems new. This one right here. All right, Victoria. Victoria wants Saturn when it's her turn. Absolutely. And Sean G. Last. All right, where are we at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That looks good enough for me. All right, let's hit that close banner. Close list. I'm going to get there. There we go. All right, guys, that list is closed. Now, of course, if you do a paid reading, energy exchange, please let us know in the comments. And of course, you jump the line. All right, guys, personal readings. I know sometimes people are like, well, Rosa, I want a reading, but I don't want the whole world to hear my reading. I understand. And that's why I have Etsy. And that's why I have my own website. So links for that is in the description box too, guys. So you can get private readings. And then people ask me, well, how do you send the readings out? And I said, I post them on my YouTube channel. They're like, oh my gosh. Well, of course, I put them on there unlisted. Now, if you followed me for any amount of time, you will see that I've messed a couple of those up. You remember Miss L? Miss L had to come tell me, take your private down. But luckily, I don't post any names. Everything goes based on your birth date. So, yes, you never have to worry about anybody accidentally hearing your reading. All right. Let's see. First one on the list. Oh, it's the new person. First one on the list. All right. Am I saying it right? Dream Sequa. So say hi to me in the comments. Dream Sequa says, I'm also new here. Forgot to state that. Yes, I know. I know people think I'm full of it, but I promise you, when new energy comes in, Spirit is like, hey, over here. That's why when I seen the name on the thing, I was like, did she sneak in? Like, what? I don't remember hearing that. But I did notice that Spirit was having me like talk about like some really general, broad twin information. So that was, when that happens, it usually means there's like new energy. It's just to let you know you found the right tribe. Really, that's all it is. All right. And what's a general? So let's pull out the energy oracle. It's super easy, right? Let's do a quick past, present, future. So I'm going to tell you what's been going on, what's going on right now, and what may happen in the very near future. And it should give you some confirmations. It should let you know that you're in the right spot. All right, first card to come out is action, but it was coming out a little sideways. So the action card is really direct. So this is going to be past energy. It says that things are moving so fast, there's a blur. It's like something happened to you in your life that was like so fast. You're like, oh my God, did that even just happen? All right, present energy. Look at that. Spiritual awakening. Door to spirit. Door to spirit says that the veil is being moved so that spirit can get a message to you. That's me. Hi. All right. And then what's coming in the near future here? Okay, so what's already happened is you had a goal. All right. The goal was to get to the end of this hallway to reach that light. And something's happened. You see how the door has fallen out hallway? So it's like you're going down your path, you made a plan, you're going, you're getting there, and then all of a sudden there's an obstacle, something's in your way, and you go reach for this option, and oh, that's not it. And you reach for this option, and it's like, oh, that's not it. So you're kind of freaking out a little bit. And the purpose of the card, Adjacent Possibility, says you don't have to change the goal. The goal doesn't change. The goal can still be the same goal. You're just going to go about it in a different way. All right. On the bottom, big confirmation with the journey card. So I'm going to say that most likely you have met someone that has shaken the foundation of your entire being, right? Everything you've known in your life up to this point, come to find out, is completely different, right? So now you're having this type of awakening because, again, this is just a certain type of awakening. Lots of things can cause awakenings, guys. Lots of things. Like you can have a bad car accident and it could cause an awakening. And yes, I'm comparing our twin flame journey to a bad car accident because sometimes that's kind of what it feels like, right? You can do a lot of drugs. You can get really, really high and, for a period of time, and then bam, there goes your pineal gland, right? You can, I like to say the one where we go and request an awakening. Like there's people out there that want to wake the F up. And I always make the joke that they will take their shoes off, walk barefoot to Tibet. They'll strip themselves of deprive themselves of everything, right? And this is how they reach like God or source or whatever. It's a type of awakening. It can happen. Twin flame is a type of awakening. Again, it just means that you could have met someone. There's some people that have this experience, but they haven't met the person yet. There's some people that have this experience and their person's on the other side of the veil because their person passed away, right? There's some people that are having this experience and it's all internal. Everything's internal, right? But for the most part, if you came here, if you were drawn to me, it's because you met someone. And now your life is completely different than it was from the day before you met this person. And you've probably experienced all kinds of like really weird, spiritual, unexplainable things with this person, right? And you're probably out here trying to find like minds. Like, is someone else experiencing this? Am I the only one experiencing this? Hi, welcome. Welcome. All right, I'm going to leave it right there. I hope all of that information was helpful. I hope you feel welcomed. I hope the ladies all shared some information with you so that you could see that you are definitely in the right spot. All right, next, let's keep going. Sherry wants to do the Saturn reading. Sherry, say hi to me in the comments. I love that. She said, I'm trying to forget the person, though. Absolutely. Amen. One of the things that I say here all the time, it's about the purpose, not the person. It's about the purpose, not the person. The moment you get that, things will start flying, right? Thank you. And thank you for being so brave and courageous and following your intuition and all of the things. And make sure to hit that subscribe button, right? All right, Sherry is doing Saturn Let's see. All right, so Saturn energy, this message, this reading is going to be super direct. Hold on, y'all. I gotta prop all my notes up. I am going to stick with regular tarot. I feel like I'm able to read the tarot a lot faster. I mean, it's not regular tarot. This is triple goddess tarot. But I am going to stick with the tarot instead of the oracles. It'll be a lot easier for me to read the messages. I am going to go through them as quickly as possible, right? It is now 10 something p.m. here where I'm at. And I do have work in the morning, so I am going to try to get through them as quickly as possible. Please remember Tuesday night, I will be back. We'll do the Divine Masculine Celtic Cross where we look at Heart of the Matter. I'm not sure if we're going to do messages or not. If you guys missed last week's, make sure to check that out over on my YouTube channel under the live tab. Thursday night, I'll be back to do the Divine Feminine Celtic Cross. I do try to offer free readings at the end of each live, so please come back, join us, subscribe, join, follow, all those things, right? All right, Sherry. The first thing I'm going to look at is the major lesson that you need to learn right now. The Spirit saying, get it under control right now. Something in your future is coming and you're going to need to already know this lesson. Ooh, Page of Wands comes out. Super interesting. Page of Wands is the card that talks about having a spiritual awakening. And are you ready? Sherry, Page of Wands and Triple Goddess Tarot. Look how she's painting. And her painting, it's like, I almost use the word abstract, which I don't normally use that word. But it's like the card itself, when you look at the definition in Triple Goddess Tarot, it talks about expecting things to get messy. You're going to get some paint splattered. It's going to be messy. It's okay. It's that type of energy. That's the lesson that you need to learn right now. It could be something about cleaning up your messes too. Definitely hearing that a little bit there. All right, what you need to revisit. Remember, retrograde is an opportunity to revisit that planet's energy. Whoa, that is way too many. I'm going to take the Four of Wands. Four of Wands is your foundation. It is the 11 card. I just want to point that out. But it is the foundation, financial security. So something about your financial foundation needs to be revisited. You need to go back, look at something, maybe rebudget something, replan something. Maybe it's even like in this Four of Wands, Triple Goddess Tarot, she's celebrating. It's about a party. Maybe you did better than you expected and you need to give yourself a pat on the back. That could be the message too. All right, what you need to accept responsibility for. You have King of Wands. Ooh. All right, so King of Wands is a little bit of reckless energy. I don't like it either. It's a lot of fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, but it's going to be reckless. It's like this King of Wands is, so the meaning of King of Wands is someone who's very confident in themselves. You ever met someone who's like overly confident? I think there was a situation where maybe you got overly confident about something and Spirit's saying like, you're going to have to take some responsibility there, some accountability there, right? All right, let's get what you need to avoid. Remember how I was talking about how Saturn's in my 5th house, and 5th house represents like joy and happiness and home and romance and children and creativity and all that good stuff, right? And so it's like I can't allow anything that's going to try to take my happiness or joy or peace from that area of my life. Right? That's what this Saturn retrograde is teaching me right now. So what do you need to avoid, Sherry? We have 5 of Swords coming out. 5 of Swords is either negative thinking, talking down to yourself, which I think that's what it is, but it can also be some disagreements. It can also be disagreements and arguments. All right, Sherry, let's pull the last one. Last one is going to be for guidance. All right, 2 of Wands is here. And Two of Wands says you have a very important decision to make. Two of Wands could say also that you need to travel or that you need to move somewhere. I'm also seeing that deer in the back there. It's giving me a trust energy. Remember how we see that card in Angels and Ancestors? It is giving me this like trust and thrive type of energy here. So trust that you're going to make the right decisions, I think, is the guidance that I'm seeing here. All right, Sherry, I'm going to leave it right there. I hope that was helpful. Honey vanilla chai. That's what I'm drinking tonight. Sean says, I just need it. Sean G, tell me, I know I asked you, but I probably missed your answer. But tell me again, have you been here before? I feel like your energy has been here before. All right. I think Sandra is next because she's telling me hi in the comments. Hit me with Saturn today. I love it. I love that we're not scared anymore. Remember when I would do these free readings and we would be like, oh, I want general, or I want love messages, or I want, you know what I'm saying? We never wanted to go like what I was telling us we should read for, like whatever it is, it was almost like we would go around it. And it's like, now we go directly to that reading. Like, just give me the answers. Tell me what's in my way. Let me freaking fix it so I can make the life I want. Right. Oh my gosh, Sean G says, no, this is my first time. Okay, so that's super weird because your energy seems so familiar. Super weird. All right. So we had new person at the very beginning, and new person will be the last one. That's pretty cool. All right. I know, right? Sandra's like, bring them towers on. I'm ready. That's how you know that you're in this like pinnacle moment of your awakening, when you start not being scared of the towers, right? Like when you see those towers as an opportunity to fix a problem. You know what I mean? All right, Sandra, major lesson that you must learn for your future. You have King of Swords. It's the breakup card. It's the card that talks about being courageous. Remember, knights deliver those messages. It's about communication. So, and then it's the sword. So that's even more communication. So it's like being courageous enough to talk to someone, being courageous enough to tell someone how you feel about something, being courageous enough to communicate about freedoms and liberation and all of that type of energy, right? So that's a lesson that you need to get under your belt, have it like, solid, because something's going to happen here in the near future where you're going to have to use that skill, where you're going to have to implement that Knight of Swords energy. All right, what do you need to revisit? I seen it. I'm taking it. All right, so we have the Strength card coming out. The Strength card in Triple Goddess Tarot is actually called the Mother card. Remember, guys, most tarot is based off the Rider-Waite tarot, those old Rider-Waite cards that everybody is used to seeing. Of course, we've gotten more creative, right? And we've made some new tarot cards here. Triple Goddess Tarot. The Strength card is still the Strength card, but it's called the Mother card. So it's like a slight little difference to make it special and unique in its own way. And the Strength card does talk about having to like dig deep internal strength, but it also talks about becoming a healer, being a healer. You see how she's healing that wounded animal? So I'm looking at what you will need to revisit, So there's something about your healing abilities that you kind of passed up, or like you went, maybe I can't do that. Maybe I'm not strong enough. Maybe I'm not powerful enough. Maybe I don't have that type of healing, whatever. And none of those things are true. That's what's going to have to be revisited as you go through this Saturn retrograde. What you need to accept responsibility for. We have Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands, quick information and sudden changes. There were some sudden changes There could be more than one time where there were sudden changes. All right. You're needing to accept responsibility. Okay, so I'm hearing that the choices you made were not wrong, but maybe the way you went about something was reckless in a manner that it wasn't like thought through. Maybe not that it wasn't thought through. Yeah, but it's like I'm not thinking something through and I'm not seeing how it may impact other people. Something like that. All right, what do you need to avoid during the Saturn retrograde? The player. Knight of Cups comes out. Knight of Cups is, we have two messengers. Look at that. This is you delivering a message of freedom, liberation. I'm free. And this is someone who's like, hey, can you fill my cup? But the Knight of Cups is exactly that. It's someone who delivers a message about feelings, emotions, love. A lot of times we see this Knight of Cups card and we do kind of correlate with someone who is like considered a player. In other words, someone who's taking their cup to everyone and anyone because they don't know how to replenish their own cup, right? So this could have, and I just heard past, I want to say it said past lover, past relationship, past something, but it's like something you've already experienced. This is not like a new person coming in. You've already learned that lesson. This is like someone that you dealt with before. This could be why you took such sudden changes because of, this person and their behaviors with their cup, right? All right, let's look at the guidance. This is going to be Saturn guidance. We have the Seven of Wands. I do sense, remember, retrograde, an opportunity to revisit that energy. This is not Mercury retrograde, but I'm just saying, I'm definitely getting like this person right back in here. And look how you're having to protect what's yours. Look how the child is standing behind you. And it's like you're having to keep something back. All right, I'm going to leave it right there. I hope that was helpful. On the bottom, the Eight of Swords, you're not stuck. This person can't keep you stuck. You're going to use all your senses and implement everything you've learned. All right, I hope that was helpful. Next, I have Eliana. Eliana, let me know which reading. Daddy Saturn. I love it. All right. Do me a favor, Eliana. Say hi to me so that your comment doesn't go across the whole screen there. It's really, I guess it's okay. I feel like we can still see. Remember, it used to cover so much of the picture that we couldn't do it like that before. I love how she knows. Saturn is in Pisces, and Saturn's in Pisces going retrograde. That's bringing something up, but like there's so much going on, I can't. I'm gonna have to shoot you a private message after the live, Eliana. That's pretty significant. Saturn in Pisces. All right. Thank you, Sandra. All right, Eliana, major lesson that you must learn now for your future Ace of Wands. Yep, you're about to get in trouble. Oh my God. I love that y'all love me. I love y'all so much for loving me. I'm being like really serious. Spirit gave me this job, and let me tell you, I have taken it on proudly, but sometimes I'm like, ooh. Okay, Ace of Wands is fate, destiny. What you have to learn right now, like get it under your belt. It's sold, it's solid. You know it. You don't question it. Is your destiny? Is your fate? Is the journey that you're on? And I know it's because I know you, right? But this is the message that I'm hearing. So you question who you are. You question the power that has been given to you. You question the purpose that you have, and you're being asked to stop questioning that. You're being asked to know that this is your destiny. This is your fate. This is what you were supposed to do here. A lot of times we don't like this journey, this type of awakening that we're on, because we're so freaking focused on the person, right? And it's like, and I'm not like trying to be mean to Eliana. We all do it. So we focus on the person, we get distracted from the purpose, right? And that person pulls our energies down. That person does so much crazy nonsense that it's like we question and self-doubt and all of that stuff. And that's why it's about the purpose, right? It's about what spirit awakened you for. What is it that you're supposed to do with this energy? All right, let's look at what you will need to revisit. Ooh, we have the Knight of Pentacles. Leona, I love you. Knight of Pentacles is the card that says you are planting seeds, growing a garden, you're doing the hard work, right? So remember, all the knights deliver messages. The Knight of Pentacles is the most dedicated. Like, this knight wants to do this work, wants to plant this field, wants to grow and harvest and reap all of these rewards, right? But in the Triple Goddess Tarot, and really if you look in regular Rider-Waite, he's just holding on to the pinnacle. He's not actually like planting the pinnacle, right, into the dirt. So it's like you've gotten the dirt ready, you've looked at it, you put some Miracle Grow down, but you didn't plant any seeds because you're still questioning who you are and if you're powerful enough to plant the seed, right? And so Spirit is asking you to do the work, to plant the seed. Like, you've started the process and you need to continue. I will say that in the Triple Goddess Tarot, the ground is frozen. The ground is frozen. So it's almost like you could have, the reason you have to like revisit something is because like you could have been given the opportunity and you passed it. And so it's like now you have to go back, and it may be a little harder this time because you didn't do something the first time. Something like that. All right, let's look at what you need to accept responsibility for. Ooh, man, Eliana, I love you. Have I said that enough? The Hermit comes out with 10 of Pentacles. All right, so the Hermit, Dark Night of the Soul, 10 of Pentacles, your goals, accomplishments, achievements, what it is that you want, happiness, joy, everything, right? So it's like you can't blame anything for you not having happiness and joy. This is kind of what I was talking about in my own personal journey, is like I've had to learn how to create and maintain my own personal happiness and joy. You could either be revisiting Dark Night of the Soul or struggling to get out of Dark Night of the Soul. And it's going to have something to do with like some victim consciousness. We talked about that in the collective. Like, again, like something's not for me. I can't have all of these pentacles. I can't have all these dreams, goals, and accomplishments, right? Something like that. All right, let's look at what you need to avoid. What do you need to avoid? The Hermit's going to be the first major arcana that came out for you, Eliana. Virgo, Mercury. It's Mercury energy. It has something to do with communicating what you want. Maybe you need to speak what you want into existence. Maybe you need to say more positive things, something like that. All right, what do you need to avoid? Okay, so what is this card? The teacher card. So the teacher card is really specific in the Triple Goddess Tarot. It talks about like listening to the animals, paying attention to nature, signs and synchronicities that you may be seeing in nature. So, I mean, are you ready? It could be telling you that you need to avoid people. It could be telling you that you need to spend more time in nature. It could be saying that she's not communicating with people. I just want to point that out. She's communicating with nature, animal, spirit, source. And the question is, what do you need to avoid? Well, Spirit's not going to tell you to avoid animals. Spirit's not going to tell you to avoid source, right? Spirit. But Spirit will tell you to avoid people. Yes, absolutely. Are we supposed to love them all unconditionally? Yes. But there are certain parts in our journey, and I remember mine very well, where I felt very like withdrawn. I had to pull my energy back from everyone. I had to really pour into my own cup before I could like go out into the world, right? And do the thing. So that could be what Spirit's asking you to do. All right. Guidance, Saturn guidance coming out. I love it. Jupiter energy comes out. Jupiter almost just as big and fancy as Saturn, right? Jupiter is the planet of good fortune. So in other words, it's like you do the work, you do the deeds, believe in magic, the fairies there, and it's like a reward will come. Something good will come. It's that energy. All right. I'm going to leave it right there, Liana. I hope that was helpful. Sagittarius energy coming out with that Wheel of Fortune. Thank you, Eliana. All right. I know. She was ready. That was awesome. Thank you, Eliana. All right, Jenna. I have Jenna, Diana, Pooja, Victoria, and Sean G. Hi, Jenna. Say hi to me in the comments. And let me know which reading. Which reading are we doing? Saturn. I love it. All right, major lesson that you have to get under your belt right now because you will have to implement it in the near future. Ooh, Three of Cups comes out. Three of Cups could be third party. I'm not sensing any type of third party right now, but it's very possible that like this could pop back up and you may have to implement what you know. It could also be like minds, soul tribe, soul family, soul sisters. It could be saying like make sure that your friends are really your friends, right? That type of energy there. And here's what I'll tell you, Jenna. The message I just heard is if they don't support you, support and encourage your awakening journey, then that's that, right? All right, let's look at what you will need to revisit. We have Nine of Swords coming out. Nine of Swords is about processing anxiety, depression, that type of energy. I was telling my friend earlier, I said, if I could bottle up what I've learned about anxiety and depression and PTSD and panic attacks and all of this stuff, like if I could put that in a jar and sell it, like I would be a billionaire, right? But there is something where you need to revisit a trauma, something that you could feel like you've already processed it. Maybe you feel like you've already dealt with that situation, but there's going to be something that you didn't deal with. And I feel like you're already going to know what that is because anytime these types of energies come up, we already know what we're hiding from. Like we already know what we're too scared to face. And Spirit is kind of giving me this message right now, like you face so much already that you shouldn't be scared to face this last thing. All right. What you need to accept responsibility for. What you need to accept responsibility for. I love that. There's a pat on the back right there, Jenna. 10 of Pentacles comes out. 10 of Pentacles is, again, goals, accomplishments, achievements. So Spirit's asking you to see how far you've come, how far you've reached in this journey from where you started to where you are today. And maybe be more kind. It's not about being more kind to yourself. It's about acknowledging those things. It's about acknowledging how far you've come. All right. What you need to avoid during this retrograde. So the high priestess comes out. The high priestess is not going to come. Spirit's not going to tell you avoid your knowledge, avoid your wisdom, avoid your knowing. No, of course not. But Spirit will tell you to avoid this feeling of thinking you don't know something, or thinking that you're not connected to source. Because remember, the high priestess sits at the veil. So she has the connection to the 3D and the 5D all at the same time, right? So it's this energy of understanding that you do too. So something could be coming or happening during this retrograde where you could feel this moment of, I don't know what to do. And in that moment, when that happens, Spirit's asking you to know that you're connected to source. You are the high priestess, right? All right, let's pull a guidance card to close it out for Jenna. The Queen of Swords comes out. That was my guidance card in my reading too, Jenna. Continue to speak your truth. Continue to be authentic. Continue to speak your truth. Be courageous enough to speak your truth. All right, I'm going to leave it there, Jenna. I hope that was helpful. All right, Diana is next. Diana, and then Pooja, Victoria, and Sean. All right, Diana, what major lesson you must learn right now for your future? Seven of Wands comes out. Seven of Wands, it's about protecting something or someone. I see a little boy back here in the background, but it's like, that's it. You're protecting someone at this point. Doesn't necessarily mean they're a little boy, but it could mean that they feel vulnerable as, right? All right, let's look at what you will need to revisit. So Seven of Swords comes out. Deceit, lies, trickery, but this could also be keeping something quiet. You may not want to tell someone your plans. You may want to make plans and not tell someone about it. I see a woman in the background here that I've never seen before in this card. That's super interesting. All right. What you will need to accept responsibility for. Three of Hearts. You could have caused some heartbreak. You could be getting ready to cause some heartbreak. What do you need to avoid during this retrograde? We have the Six of Wands coming out. Six of Wands is a victory. Six of Wands could have something to do with like children, but it doesn't. This is childhood memories. So it's like what you need to avoid. There's going to be something, maybe you're not remembering something right, or maybe you're just not remembering it at all. Maybe something from your childhood is causing you to it's not going to be a victory. It's going to be the opposite of that. So it's like it's causing you to not win something, right? To be slow in something, to not be able to achieve something, not be able to gain something, not be able to balance something out, right? It's that energy. But it's going to be something from your childhood. All right, let's pull some Saturn guidance. It just flipped out, like just flew out of the deck. And it's the Empress. And it is that same message. I feel like we've been getting this message all night. Remember who you are. Remember who you're connected to. Remember who has your back, right? Spirit, source. There is no mightier energy than that energy. All right, I'm going to leave it right there. I hope that was helpful. All right, guys, we're down to the last two, I believe, the last three, Pooja, Victoria, and Sean. Pooja, if you could say hi to me in the comments. Guys, I'm going to take a really quick break. I'm just going to grab me something to drink, and I will be right back. All right, guys, where were we? Pooja. Have we seen Pooja in the comments yet? I have not. I want to say I did just a little while ago. Pooja, Victoria, and Sean. So go ahead, all three of you, say hi to me in the comments, and we're going to go in the order received. Pooja, Victoria, and Sean, say hi to me in the comments for your free reading. Guys, don't forget that I will be back Tuesday night, guys. Tuesday night, we're going to be doing Divine Masculine Celtic Cross Reading, where we look at the heart of the matter. We focus on their energy for the week. And I will be offering some readings at the end of that live, so make sure to join us Tuesday night, 9 p.m., guys. 9 p.m. Central Time is always the time. All right, Pooja, I'm going to fly through it. Are you ready? Major lesson that you must learn right now. The Pentacles come out. Queen of Pentacles, how to become your own resource. You've already learned something about becoming your own resource. You could be slacking on that energy right now because of this Saturn retrograde, and Spirit's asking you to buckle down on what you already know. This could be about, see how she's got the book and the feather pen? This could be about like a budget, planning something out, something like that. It could be like long-term budgeting. I see the rabbit. It looks like there's snow on the background. So this could be like planning something for spring, planning something for the next season. All right, what you will need to revisit. We have this Knight of Wands coming out. Knight of Wands is that reckless energy, passionate energy, want it right now energy, right? It's about delivering a message of passion, action. It's like getting up and getting on with something. All right, what you need to accept responsibility for. We have the King of Swords coming out. King of Swords is about authenticity. It's about speaking your truth. It's also about mentorship. This is the second time now where it's like, what are you supposed to accept responsibility for? And instead of it being something that maybe you went astray and caused some chaos of some sort, you're the second person where this position was like, hey, you did something good and you're not giving yourself enough credit for it. All right, what do you need to avoid during this retrograde? We have Three of Cups coming back out. Again, third party. Too many people telling you what to do, Pooja. All right, and let's pull some guidance. Let's pull some guidance. Wheel of Fortune comes back out. I'm getting a lot of believe in magic with that Wheel of Fortune card. It is Triple Goddess Tarot, so it does mention the fairies and how you got to be open to receive and all of that stuff. But it's like it's time for you to finally believe in the magic. That's the message. All right, Pooja, I'm going to leave it right there. I hope that was helpful. I'm just wondering, Pooja, are you maybe manifesting some financial gains? Like, is that what's going on there? All right. Next, we had Victoria. Sean G says new energy, but I swear that energy seems so familiar. Saturn retrograde for Victoria. All right, Victoria, first is going to be the major lesson that Spirit's asking you. You must learn it right now. Three of Wands comes out. Three of Wands is about taking action towards your future. I'm seeing walking. I'm seeing like steps. It's a constant action. Don't stop is the message. So it's like you start to take the action or you start to take the steps. Maybe something happens, you hesitate, something like that. And Spirit's saying, don't stop. Keep taking those steps. Keep repeating those steps. Keep going in that direction. All right. What you will need to revisit. What you will need to revisit during this retrograde period. We have the Two of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles is feeling stretched in too many directions. Feeling pulled in too many directions. What you're going to need to revisit is reining all that back in, finding your balance, pouring back into your own cup. All right, Victoria, what you need to accept responsibility for, what you need to accept responsibility for, Two of Cups comes out. Ouch. This is not twin energy. This is not karmic energy. This is soulmate energy, but there's always a but. There's a snake in this picture. Someone tried to pretend to be your soulmate. Someone tried to pretend to give you equal effort. Someone tried to pretend that they were going to do these things, but they couldn't reach, they couldn't do it, right? But there's something in there, in that energy with that person that kept trying to pretend to do these things that you have to look at and you have to accept responsibility for. And I'm just guessing here, but I'm going to say it's you allowed it. You allowed it when you knew there was a snake. All right, what you need to avoid. What you need to avoid during this Saturn retrograde. Ten of Pentacles comes out again. Ten of Pentacles is Spirit's not going to tell you, like, avoid your goals and accomplishments and achievements. No. But what you need to avoid, Ten of Pentacles also talks about the want. These are the things I want, right? That's what you need to avoid during this retrograde. You may be learning lessons during this retrograde. It may not necessarily be something that you want to have to deal with right now, but something is going to come in the very near future where you're going to want to know these things. You're going to want to know that you can't stop something. You have to continue the process. So maybe if you did stop or you did slow down, it would cause such a delay that it'd be 3 times as hard to get back to where you are today. You see what I'm saying? It's something about that. There's also this energy about acknowledge your accomplishments. Acknowledge how much you've gained in this awakening journey so that when this retrograde period happens, when it seems like Daddy Saturn has left the building, you still continue to follow the rules. You still continue to go after your goals. You still continue to take the right actions, right? All right, let's look at guidance. Last card, the Hanged Man. There's that Pisces energy. The Hanged Man talks about sacrifice. It talks about having to give something up. It also talks about like being stuck in your head, not being able to make moves. I think the guidance here right now with this Pisces energy, Saturn retrograde in Pisces, is no reckless action is needed at this time. It's okay for you to think things through before taking any action. Understand that you're not sacrificing anything. And there's this last bit of message that I'm struggling to get clear. I'm not sure. It's this energy of move slow. No need to be reckless at this time. Attainment. Okay. Understand that what you wanted before, you will now learn to become. Because once you become it, you won't feel this need to have to attain it out in the world, right? All right, I'm going to leave it right there. I hope that was helpful. All right, last one, Sean G. Sean G, say hi to me in the comments. Thank you guys for hanging out with me tonight. I appreciate you guys so very much for participating and joining in, welcoming all our new energy. Thank you for my moderators. I'm so grateful. Always helping me with the list. All right, here we go. All right, Sean G. So this is the reading that I was offering tonight. Is that Saturn retrograde, but I'm also offering talking to heaven and general guidance. So you can pick now. Let me know in the comments which reading you wanted to get. Oh, don't do that. Why would you do that? I hit the wrong button. There we go. Sandra is excited to listen to a new one. Ooh, Sean G picks Talking to Heaven. I love it. Did not see that coming. But I did just get a little bit of a message. All right, let's see what comes out. Hi guys, so Talking to Heaven are mediumship cards. James Van Prague, beautiful soul on our planet. This is where we communicate with people, loved ones, souls, energy. It's all energy, guys. That has passed on from this lifetime, on the other side of the veil, as they say, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read the card. I'm going to read the message out of the book. I like to read the message out of the book because a lot of times people will tell me that it sounds like something that their person would have said, or maybe words that their person would have used, something like that. And then I will give you any channeled messages that I receive. All right. So I was going to say, think of your person, but you already did. All right, look at this. I'm surrounded by loving animals. Your person had a lot of animals, a lot of, I mean, it could be pets. It could have been, I'm just seeing a lot of animals. Maybe they're just an animal lover, something like that. But it's like maybe the pets they had before, it's like maybe they had strong connections to these animals. And it's like now they're with these animals. All right, I'm surrounded by loving animals. We are so connected is on the bottom. That card talks about soulmate energy. Remember, guys, soulmates do not have to be love relationships. You can have a grandmother that's a soulmate. You can have a sister that's a soulmate. You can have an aunt that's a soulmate. You know, that type of energy. All right. I am surrounded by loving animals. You know that I am an animal lover, so you'll rejoice to hear that I'm surrounded. I said that, right? Animal lover. I mean, of course I said that. I've read this book 10 times. Never mind. It says, you know that I am an animal lover, so you'll rejoice to hear that I'm surrounded by beloved pets and an array of wonderful animal friends. Animals definitely have souls and feelings, and they make the best earthly and heavenly companions. They're even sweeter here than they were on Earth. When I passed from the physical world, I was met by my loved ones, including pets. I've since learned that animals are angels who accompany us in our physical lives, helping us to keep our hearts open when it's difficult to love other people or ourselves. So all the things that I said before I read this, plus I want to add a little something. The we're so connected is giving it to me. You could have a pet or you could be around an animal where maybe you sense that this animal is connected to source, spirit. You could feel like this animal is trying to communicate or trying to give you messages, or maybe just is so loving that reminds you of another loving energy like that animal, right? All right. I hope all of that was super helpful. All right, guys. Thank you so much for coming in, for participating. I appreciate all of you guys so very, very much. Miss L, always the first one in, reminding everyone to hit that thumbs up button. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I do see those, Miss L, so I just wanted to tell you thank you. All right, guys, I will be back Tuesday night. Tuesday night, we're going to be doing Divine Masculine Celtic Cross readings. Make sure to come back. Join me 9 p.m. Central Time. And that's it, guys. I'll see everyone then. Have a good night. And I'm always, always sending all of you abundant love and light on your journey. Thank you to all the new energy that came in. Also, make sure to hit that button. Love you guys.